So this outfit that I have on is going to receive a new life because it is very tragic. As you can see, everything is loose fitting. The pants and the flannel don't fit me, and the shirt is a little, I don't even know, it doesn't even look right anymore. So we're gonna go in and we're going to really transform this outfit. And usually when upcycling, I don't tend to sketch before my designs, but this time I wanted to slow down and actually draw what I was envisioning for this upcycled project. So for this design, I wanted to make a headband from the shirt, and then I wanted to cut the crop top, hem it, and then put material behind the slits from the flannel. And for the pants, I wanted to add 2 to 3 panels from the flannel on the side of the pant legs. And then I also wanted to keep the original neckline from the shirt throughout the design. To achieve my design, I'm going to cut off 2.5 inches off of the shirt, and I'm going to use the bottom portion as my headband. So I'm left over with a cropped t-shirt and this part for the headband, which I am going to cut. Now we have one long piece, and here I'm just trying it on to see where I should sew it. I found where I wanted to sew it, so now we're going to hem the top of the headband. And as you can see, I'm just hemming the top part of the strip. And also, I'm just going to sew where it fit along my head. And then lastly, I'm going to overlock the messy edge using the zigzag stitch. And this right here is a prime example of why I wanted to sketch in the beginning, and it's because during the process I always get ideas flooding to me, and I wanted to shorten that process this time around, but this is an idea that I had. So I was like, what if I put the sleeve from the flannel into the shirt? and I went along and I tried that out because I just wanted to see how it looked, and then I actually feel like it was giving once I put it on. Yeah, this was definitely eating. And this is how it looks with the headband on. And I'm going to start off by sewing the sleeve to the shirt, as well as hemming the shirt. And also I'm going to add material from the flannel behind the slits on the top. Okay guys, so this is how it looks with the material behind the slits and with the shirt hemmed on the bottom. And this is how it looks with the sleeves attached to the shirt. And then I had another idea that came to me, and I asked myself, what if I do something with the collar? Right here, guys, is you seeing me live in action, making my idea come to life. First, I start off by pinning it on the shirt, and I'm just going to go to my sewing machine to make it happen. You know what it is? In my opinion, it was giving. The next step in this process are the pants. So with the pants, I start by cutting the side seams, and then I cut all the way until I reach mid-pocket. Now that that's out the way, I go ahead and then I cut the 4 panels that are left over from the flannel. And now that we cut all 4 panels, now I'm just making all the pieces into rectangular pieces. And this is a pattern that I have for the side panel of every single pair of pants that I upcycle. They're small, medium, and large, and this time I went with large because I wanted to use as much as material as possible. And from here, I'm just using 2 panels, one on the top, one on the bottom, to make this pattern. I don't know why I hem these and they're still not the right size. I don't know, but now we're just going to hem it to my actual size, which is about 2 inches smaller. Now that it fits, we're going to pin on the pieces from the flannel onto the pant accordingly to the pattern that I cut it out with. And I did use 2 panels, as I said earlier, one on the top, one on the bottom, and I did right sides to right sides. And also I am going to zigzag stitch everything together except for the middle part where you see that I attached the panels. Okay, so this is how it looks when it's done and zigzagged all the way around, and also this is how it looks on the outside of the pant. So after sewing my second pant leg, I go straight to pinning the two pieces that I joined together to make my pattern possible and sewing them together. And also, I wanted to make it look unique, so I added some scraps from my shirt to be more sustainable and to also add some cool touches to my design. And if you go earlier into my video when I was fitting the pant, it was this weird flap on the side, so I did have to pin it a certain way for it to fit my behind. So yeah, to sew it down, I just used a basic straight stitch. And to get the shape, I did pin it to myself in the mirror while looking back at it because our behind has to look cute, okay? And I did have to add a button because it was missing the back button on the pocket. So I added a cute brown button to contrast the green button on the other pocket. Also, due to these pants having a hook and eye closure inside, it didn't have a button on the outside. So I went ahead and added a cute, large, vintage button. And that little small touch made me like the pants 10 times better because it just felt weird without a button. And last but not least, folks, we're using 3 pieces from the flannel that we cut earlier, and we're going to use these scraps to make my signature braided keychain. And this time around, I didn't attach it as usual. I actually just tied it onto the second belt hole because it just felt right. And now that everything is said and done, this is the final look. And as you can see, everything fits well, I look good, and most importantly, I feel good. And overall, I just hope that you guys enjoyed watching my process while making this outfit. And yeah, guys, if you got this far, I really appreciate you. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like these.
This is a